Welcome, greetings, and salutations. We're back again on this unit. Might be the last post on this for a little bit because we're going to do some engine stuff, preparation, but tomorrow I have a new project coming in. A lot of folks may have watched that post on the wrecking yard we visited, and I may have jumped the gun. Although those cars are going to find their fate one way or another, it really wasn't my position to announce that type of thing. So I took it down. Some of the cars are available, some are being sold. It's all cool. I was just getting emotional. Mm-hmm. It was a really cool thing to see. So
super cool.
I'm bringing home one treasure from that, and tomorrow we shall see it.
Ooh.
But that's not what we're here to discuss.
I don't even know what the treasure is.
Mm-hmm. What we're here to discuss is 1-inch round tube, 16 gauge wall. I could see it from here. You got a 10-foot stick. I'm going to try to make two things out of one thing, so we're going to cut this directly in half on the saw. I'm going to put that there. We're going to put some electricity to this thing.
You're always unplugging and plugging.
Because if I have more than two cords, it becomes spaghetti. Like, I do just take that as like a thing where it's just like, all right, well, that's my one hindrances. I could have outlets everywhere. I don't.
It's funny, when I worked as a nurse, we always called it spaghetti, like, because you'd bring a patient to the ER and they'd have like, you know, you'd put all the leads on them, they had their IV, all the stuff, and that's what you would say, like, when you're trying to send a patient somewhere, you're like, let me fix all this spaghetti.
And right, when you got to move somebody, that's exactly what we're dealing with here.
Right.
You got all these things hooked up to one project, and it's like, man, I'm in a mess. So I keep it fairly simple. I actually have three tendrils out today. But try to keep the floor reasonably spaghetti free.
I wore my cowboy boots today.
All the ass. I wore my. Hey, I'm not too proud to wear Walmart.
No, I wore my cowboy
$11.
boots. I wore my cowboy boots because I don't want the sparks to hit.
I've also had some other comments about the mismatching or mix matching of round and square tube, right? So. Yeah, the most wonderfully executed design and fabrication of a buggy would be all like, yeah, synchronized tubing, etc. But come on, you want the old school look. It's got a lot of square tube in it. It's got some angle iron on the tie rods. I mean, it just is what it is. Let's not get too carried away. Somebody said, oh, you're gonna have to fix that hole in the tunnel, otherwise it's gonna collapse. And I agree with that. I'm going to attend to that issue because for sure that's just a fold in the chassis waiting to happen. That's going to just buckle right up the first big old jump we launch.
And there are a few.
Should be fun. Speaking of jumps, I'm sitting in here, right? This is just theory. Now wait, the buggy looks cool, right? Looks real cool. Miss Roussel sitting in there, looks real good. Put this 275-pound carcass in the seat. It gets small real fast. I'm going to reposition this. I mean, this is all good. I'm going to cut this and bring it up a little, get it out of my knee. I'm cool on the gas pedal, like that'll work. Starting to get a little action from this fitting in my leg there, so I'm thinking about that. I mean, I might just tilt this over a little bit because I know someone more petite will be on this side.
Yeah.
More elegant. A little less giant monsterish. But look, it's like a toy, right? Look at me. Having a good time. I'm going over a bump. I'm having a good time until this leg comes out. Guess where you're going? Right under the back tire. It's showtime. That hip is going away. You're going to get flopped right out into the desert. So thinking about the round and square tube, you got your square here. Okay, it's a good structure, screen floor. I want something out here, the fall off moment, right? And maybe even something when the going gets real. Passenger is going to need the OSH. Do you know what that is?
I do.
It's not Orchard Supply hardware.
It's the snap
Oh
handle.
no, handle. She's going to need like some kind of handle. I'm working on that. But for today, we're going to address these sidebars. That's where the 1-inch tube round comes in. Why 1-inch round? 'Cause that's all I had laying around.
Use what you got.
You got your roll bar here. You got your floor stricture there. I was thinking, kind of like on the Baja bugs, you see that little tube shape that will represent a running board, kind of a Nerf bar or something. I forget what they call them. But yeah, I was thinking about landing that right there, turning 90 degrees, heading forward, and then figuring out what happens with the rest of this 5-foot length. How do you feel about that?
I'm in.
Let's put this in the bender.
And then will you have that like on the other side too? Like for me, so I don't fall out?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Symmetry is
And
everything.
seatbelts.
Seatbelts. The OSH. Yeah, maybe a couple little, thinking about rocks flying off the front tires. These tires are for the sand, the tractor tires, but rocks kick up pretty hard.
Yeah,
I
and
don't want one
it's-
of those in my grill.
And it's pretty rocky out here.
The other tires I have are pretty knobby. Some of you might have seen that on the other orange bug, those center lines I have. I'm going to stick those tires on here just for a desert run out for the first try. So they're going to kick up some business. All right, let me turn this on and set it up. If I plug it in.
I forgot to hit the timer on your phone.
We're getting a bonus again. We're just going off the rails on this. They
All
can't
the
stop
time.
it. It's going to be extra time. There is no limit, but is it still at about 12 minutes we're seeing?
Well, I'd say we're at 8, but technically 7 because we were rolling for a little bit.
I mean the average view. We found out that there's a way to find out like what people are watching, and we're trying to tailor it to that.
Yeah.
So if people are watching for 12 minutes, we're trying to go for that because like there's no commercials here, right? We're not trying to like draw the ultimate hook. Oh, we got to rope them in for 2 hours.
Right,
No, just
yeah, no.
whatever's comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Because somebody had commented about he likes some of the longer videos, but the shorter videos, then he kind of can get his watching because it's shorter, but he has to make time for longer videos. And we get it. We're adults. We're busy.
Also, if you work in an office, you need a bathroom break. I mean, you can't stay in there for 40 minutes. Let's be honest. 8 minutes?
Yeah, so it helps us when you guys watch it all the way through. So that's why we are trying to tailor it. I'm a data nerd, and I love looking at all that stuff and the comments, and yeah.
You know what?
Uh-oh.
I put that piece of the tool somewhere as I was setting up. Let's see. True story. Here it is, right where I left it. And this little pin, remember I mentioned I kind of janked the bender a little bit the other day? Mm-hmm. This pin does not seem to want to find its home. So I'm going to find another one. See, oh, there it is. But it might not come out. Look at that. I don't know if you can register, but dang it. Let me get the other pin. Put a little bend in it. I know, this is all highly entertaining, but welcome to my world. It's actually what goes on.
I love those lights.
Yeah, it added nicely to the overall effect. Nope, I bent this baby. Sure did. Wow, that's news. Welcome to the live broadcast. I have to do a little fixer. Might be a whole different episode than what we're expecting. So, let's discuss.
So what happened?
I mean, we're going live, right? Let's talk about it. I'll open this up and show you where I went wrong. That big square die that was in there it was catching. See how the bender has this little detail here? For some reason, it was fouling on that. And look at this mash right through here. Look at that.
Ruh-roh.
As I closed it, the power of the hydraulic really messed with it. So the hole I'm shooting for is just past that. And I can see it's just a little bit out of shape.
Oh, so that's why you're oh, I get it. So like the peg now won't go in it because it's a little warped.
It's the round peg in a round hole conundrum.
I wasn't going to say that, but.
It says a little flat on it. Drying. Let me see if I have a hole saw or something that big. You can reach into places.
Oh,
like this hole.
wow. I've never seen that before.
Sandpaper that's super cool. We're almost there. I can feel that. You know what I'm never going to do again? Put that die in this tool without a shim. There we are.
Did it do it?
Sure did.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, steel. As hard and steely as it appears, it's actually pretty freaking malleable. And that's what I did. I smushed it.
Booms.
Got that remedied. Look at that. As it should be.
Yeah.
Because I know I want this as tight to the seat as this die will allow, I'm going to put the tube in right at the very edge of the 5-foot length. We did that little trick with the clamps the other day, and what they were trying to accomplish, or accomplishing, was the same as this little guy. This is the retainer for the proper size tube. So we got the right size die, we got the right size tube. This little nut here. One other interesting thing, most of this style tubing will have this little welded seam, and I use that as just a straight line so you can reference everything. I'm going to use this as my center mark for all the bends. I line that up directly with this retaining bolt, and all the bends will be on that line for this style flat arrangement of bends. So this was the square block we were
That's
dealing
what
with the other
holds
day.
it so that it can
Let's
bend.
see how petite this is.
Like me.
Yes. Don't tell me this one fudged up as well. I don't see that happening. No. Wow. Everything's a little out of whack. Welcome to the perfect world. We're going to go around the dial.
So that, oh, I see though, like what that is. Interesting. It's starting to actually make sense to me.
It's all controlled. You saw when I bent the other material, just freehand, it just goes blink, kinks over. This is pulling it right through. In a controlled manner. An arrangement with Woodward Fab. It's a nice piece. Does the job. It's not stupid expensive. Some of these benders can get really pricey, but I think they did a great job in that. Just making a good, usable tool at a price that's not just like out of control. I don't know what they go for, but it's worth looking at. Yeah, every time you bend a tube or metal at that point, there's a amount of tension in there from the forming process. Look at that.
Ta-ta-da. No, that's not going to be it. Not yet.
Coming up. It's coming up, I tell you what. How far out? That far? Nope.
If I had to guess,
I'm thinking right at the edge of the bend. How do you feel?
yeah. Oh, listen to Lil.
Lil is having a moment. She hears the attention being paid and wants them for herself. She gets a little belligerent like that. She gets her, it's like a rolling mumble of a woof. Buggy.
I know. It's looking so cool.
Gulp. Perfect. Weather in the desert today is beautiful. We had some cold. Today it's warm.
But then we're supposed to get snow tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, there's that. But do we actually need it all the way back there? No, we could come up to here. Because my first thought was just like some kind of handle, like, oh no, type of thing. I think we can get away with maybe attaching onto that. Below it. Either way, we know we're going to bend right here. Going that way. We got a microphone up Lil one of these days. You could hear her. She's letting us have it.
She really
Giving
is.
us all the news. She's suffering.
She just wants to go run around.
She's the saddest dog in the world. Pull this back. What do you think? Should we let her in? Not doing any real grindy, sparky stuff.
I think we should let her in. Both of them. Let them
Who
come
let
into
the
the shop.
dog?
We love you guys. Come here. You want a treat?
Hey.
Come here.
What?
Come here. Come here, Neil. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on.
Perfect. So there's that.
Whoa.
Put this back together. And we're using that line I mentioned as our point of reference for the bend. A little of that.
And the light from outside is pretty good, just so you know.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't know if it would be like a glare.
No, not at all. It looks good. Hi, Blue.
Ruby. Ruby. Yeah, this one's a little bit weird, but listen to that. Oof. Let's close this and see what happens. There's one. What did I do? Right there. Wow. Need a bigger hammer, right? I'm feeling if I push this and relax a little bit. Cheese and rice. It ain't my day. What is it here? Pull it back. Pull it back. Pull it back. There it is. What's it take? Everything. Takes everything every day.
We love you, Ian.
Not what you typically see on the socials. That's the real thing. I'm gonna grab a piece of metal and show you something I was just thinking about.
Zach.
Class, attention. Look at this angle here. This is a piece of TIG welding rod. It's aluminum for welding aluminum. What's that beeping?
I don't know. Oh, it was just the Bluetooth for a reason, but it's fine.
So I use this for setting angles all the time. Wasn't that easy?
Oh, wow.
Right? You got a little of that right there. I'm going to use that. I used the 90-degree square on the bender before. Now I'm going to use this.
Oh, so you use that as your measure, like basically your,
I call it a thingamajig or
Yeah.
thingamabobber. Depending, in this conversation, one may not be acceptable, but thing with the thing. hmm Or you could call it an angle gauge. Or you could just call it a piece of wire, piece of aluminum. That works good. You could straighten that thing right back out and use it 500,000 times if you treat it right. I had an idea about maybe like an external foot peg, like you'll see on some Jeeps, the way they ride with their foot out the Jeep. Maybe, maybe not, but this will just give us a little extra surface for mounting whatever foot accessory we end up with. Or if you don't know about the Jeeps, that's all you. I saw it. I'm sticking to my sword. Like so many other bends I make, we want them to be parallel. You can see over here, you know, I've been using this seam from the weld in the tube. But I'm just going to give it a final eyeball because this is going to be the bend that seals the deal. And really, I'm just looking at that ridge in the die with one good eyeball. If you can get that. We got this. And we got this. As long as those two
It's one plane.
are jiving, you're going to make a good bend. And that's it. What I'm looking to do is pull this into parallelism with that one. Very technical term.
Very technical.